scare people. Say, oh, it's about God and Jesus. You know, we don't want that. We know what happened with the Passion. I mean, that stirred up a lot of hornets' nests. You know. So maybe we just need movies that are just good, solid family entertainment. No sexual situations or profanity or violence. There was even a cartoon movie. There was one out a couple of years ago called Hedges or something like that. It was fourth grade toilet humor in there. A little fourth grade boys talking.
Don't you think that's the direction of humor, period?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. You got a question?
Yes, for David. Hi. It's just marvelous how an author who has already brought words into a mental picture, and someone of your talents comes along and is able to put that on screen. The question that begs to be asked is, how do you do that when at the same time you have to guard yourself against using dramatic license?
Well, it's a great question. Dramatic license is part and parcel of the film business, because especially when you're talking about a true story, right? Like taking a true story and turning it into a movie. This is an axiom, right, in movie making. You never let the truth get in the way of a good story. Right? Because sometimes the truth can be mundane, or it can have aspects to it that aren't that dramatic. And so sometimes in order to capture people for 90 minutes at a movie theater and keep them there and not have them drifting off thinking about what they're going to get to eat afterwards, you have to kind of pump up the volume. We're also at the mercy of YouTube and MTV conditioning our kids and some of us to having to see, scenes that are like 13 seconds long, and the pacing and so forth. I was watching Tender Mercies recently. Has anybody seen that film? Oh, one of the finest pieces of sort of Christian faith-based movies, but not made by Christians. Powerful film. The pacing is so slow that I couldn't get my my 22-year-old son to have any part of it. But it's a wonderful story of redemption.
Well, we programmed our society to infants, like the New World, so beautiful. You know, the New World, there was about Pocahontas and John McDonough, and it's so beautiful, but it's so slow moving. It's like I loved it, but my husband was like, so but and then it's also like that in the book industry, I think, because you've got readers who want to read something more like Ted Dekker, where it's dialogue, go, 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 dialogue, dialogue, go, 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 and no one sits and chats about the flowers, or we don't stop to smell the roses at all. And then there's people who want to rest, but you got to go to the people who actually buy the tickets to the movies, which is usually the kids.
It's it's a youth-driven business. It's especially the box office. It's teenage boys. That is the biggest.
That's the biggest demographic.
Yep.
That's major. Wow.
Yeah. So how do you reach them with an Amish story, right? Blood, or without action or blood or sex or violence? So there's challenges. It's a great question, and I think that you have to. I think you have to look at the film as a separate artistic work than a book. A book is a wonderful journey that you get just by yourself and your imagination and the author, right? Unless you're in a book club, and then you get to discuss it.
Yeah.
But truly, it's a solitary, wonderful journey and adventure that you have. With a film, it's up on that big screen. It's a picture on a wall. You're with about 100 other people, and so there has to be stuff coming at you, right? And so it's a balance. It's definitely a balancing act of trying to be faithful
Well, we've got to
be
wrap up
effective.
here, but I just